Hey guys, this is Kyle. Hey target individuals and other people who are watching YouTube, anybody that can help us. This video is for everybody. Um, Sorry about the little glare in the corner. My phone got smashed and I'm trying to get a new one. Sorry that I look like hell, being gang stalked and targeted. At work especially, I saw 50 cops over. It was not 30 to 50. It was more clearly 50 cops today, caravanning me, and about 120 one-light cars. Because I have a delivery driver job. If I didn't say that in previous videos, I try not to talk a lot about my job. But I feel like it's important to talk about what I do. That I am a delivery driver. For a medical company actually, and that the vehicular stalking has increased, like 100-fold, because of that job, because they know like the places that I'm going, that I deliver to, and I'm kind of stuck, delivering. My friend, he is moving to another company just because he wanted something different. We're still friends and all, but. So they really need me at my job right now. Like, she's going to need me because she has to hire somebody new, and they really need me to do my best. And these guys are laying it on military style. They're ex-military guys. They've got military training, directed energy weapons, arsenal built up in this guy's house. They torture me all day while I'm driving, while I'm at the job, in the office. I've been at this job for 7 months. Every second of every day at that job, I've been tortured. I do things where I feel like I should get off the job and I should be like, oh wow, I did that great thing today. I really helped that patient out. And I feel like just dog shit because these people have been in my ear all day with the V2K, saying how they have to kill me. Then if I say anything back to them, they get more cops to caravan me. So there is some sort of system where these police are seeing the surveillance videos that they're taking. This is all true. Then I come home, they have ground weapons. I thank God that I have my tabletop defenders. I've spent a pretty penny over 2 years, like a really pretty penny, and they saved my life. It saves my life. It's not enough to keep it all out, but if I didn't have those, they would be able to put me into shock or kill me. That I'm sure of. But for now, since I have so many of them, it does protect me. So I'll just have a slight I'll get up and I'll have a slight headache, or my muscles will feel like they've been burned. Y'all know the type of stuff, but it's less heightened. It's less heightened than it usually is. So I look back to those times when the high-pitched sound was in my ear and it was just melting my brain, and it was basically microwaves, just microwaving my head on the ground. And now it's a lot better. So I praise God for that, and I'm like looking for positivity because I'm completely lost. Like I'm going to my job every day, and that's good because I'm able to keep some money, pay my bills, buy defensive stuff. But it makes it harder in my job because if I didn't have a job, I'd be able to respond to everything that they're doing to me a lot better, with a lot more a lot more peace. Like if I had disability and I could just stay home and get that money, I wouldn't be so upset because I have to do important things, and they try and fuck me over and torture me when I do important things, so it makes me more mad. It makes me more of an easy target for responding back to them or saying something, that they could just lie and say it's violent and get police to, help them out. But I figure I'll just keep the job, I'll keep getting stronger, I have to buy a few more tabletop defenders, and that's fine. A couple of $1,000s is worth, going to a job and having a life for me. I know it's too expensive, but it's the only thing that I've found that, I don't know, I want to eventually buffer it so I don't have to sleep in aluminum foil. I go out every day, and I guess this is just human thoughts that we have. This is a ramble. I'm sorry about this, guys. It's probably the last ramble I'm going to do, and then I'm going to try and... That's why I feel so lost. I don't know where to go. I get on conference calls, I haven't really talked to the FBI or the police in a while because it's like the police are involved in my gang stalking. They caravan me. And I saw today, at the end of the day, I went to the place where I go in the morning, the afternoon, so it's like gang stalking central. There's moving trucks there from a certain company every morning when I show up, the same moving company, and it's just gang, because I go there, I don't switch off because I want to see how bad it'll get. And there was a cop there today, 2 cop cars, out of the 50 that I saw today. And one of the cops was one of the cops that I called out to my house at the beginning. I called him out here and I asked him to speak to my neighbor because my neighbor was harassing me. And he went over there, talked to him, and he came back over. And he was the cop who said he was going to arrest me if I called him again. And I saw him. He's part of my gang stalking now. So I'm lost. I don't know who to go to for help. This is very blatantly in front of my face happening. It's military power on, like, burning my body. It's not in the mind. I mean, in targeted individuals, y'all know this. And they pull out technology and directed energy weapons, microwaves, to where they influence my dreams. Usually I don't remember any of my dreams, but when they get it powered up and the remote neural monitoring powered up, I guess they can pretty much view and then put things into your dreams. And like if I get my plate situated, they can't really get it, but then if they slip that through on certain nights, and it's, not always terrible. I don't think they can always make a horror-filled dream, but they've hit the mark on certain occasions. But usually it's just because I remember the dreams, that's when I know that they're playing around with it and monitoring it, because I never remember my dreams, like if nobody's messing with me. So it's a lot of high-tech stuff, and I know people don't believe this, but they're killing me in my home. Like, they're murdering me in my home when I go to sleep. Like, I came home from work yesterday at about 5:30 and went to sleep at like 7. Slept till the next morning at like 7, and the whole time, they were trying to get things in position, and it was working okay because it works pretty good. Around the daytime, all I can hear is the V2K. I don't feel anything, I don't hear any high pitch, but I do hear the murmurs of the V2K, which I can't understand them, but if I really concentrate, I can kind of put together what they're saying. And I guess I just wanted to check in with y'all, but I don't feel good about this. I don't feel like I'm moving forward. I have 42 to 43,000 views on YouTube because of y'all, because of other people that are targeted. I'm so thankful for that. Like, I feel like that can help. I feel like maybe I can tell y'all some things to get for defense, but I gotta go. I want to go to the next level. And I'm not. I'm sitting here and I'm talking about the same thing, and this guy is just killing me. He's microwaving my head. Like, the other day, they had it where they were just microwaving this part of my head, like that nerve that runs through here to the back. They stayed on it, so where I was like getting real tired, and just really hurts. It's murder. It's murdering my body. Fortunately, they haven't been able to get the power up to hit my chest. So they stay at a low power. That's what those plates do. Because if I didn't have the plates there, they'd be able to hit me in the chest, and I wouldn't be able to breathe. They'd be able to hit me like in the head a lot harder, where I have constant migraines. Just hit me in the head, and it'll cause a pressure headache that feels like I'm dying. So I keep their power down, so I'll feel like they try and hit me in the genitals, and it's a sharp little microwave pain that goes away because the plates buffer that. Because they're in that house. The murders are in that house and in that house. And I'm not leaving this house. The guy keeps saying he wants me out of here with kind of just a no emotions. Like, I'm getting him out of here, blah, blah. But my stalkers are in these houses. Like, I'm sure of it. Like, they're around me physically. I've seen the guy in the window with his weapon. I've heard him talking about it. So my situation, it's like, it hasn't moved to where people are hitting me remotely and I don't know where they are yet. And I don't want it to move to that because I feel like I can't, like I'm waiting for an opening to where I can maybe get help. Maybe he gives himself away. Just a small hole that I can get in there and catch him, and get him to stop. Like, I don't know what I would even be imagining Like, I don't know. It's just very disheartening, and all the police in the city, basically, city police and sheriffs, they're caravanning me. I'm being murdered in my home. They're protecting this guy. I don't know what they're being told, if they're being told the whole story. I suspect some policemen know that people are being murdered in their homes. I see lots of ex-military, because this guy's ex-military. So apparently, because I don't like being murdered by him, he gets ex-military to help him out, because I'm being, disrespectful, because I don't want my family being murdered by some ex-military guy with heavy duty arsenal directed energy weapon. He's moved people into his house now. I think it's a little blonde-headed guy who probably has military experience and has done this before. I think I saw him once, but I'm not sure. But he's living there with them, and when they have each other to work off of now, so it's gotten deadlier. When the psychopaths get together and they're like, we need to murder this guy. Yeah, he is crazy. Like, they say stuff like that. It's not like, like people say I need to take my meds or whatever, or the people who don't believe in this. The thing is, these aren't demonic voices. This isn't like, oh, let's kill him. It's military. It's like, let's burn this guy down. We gotta take him down. Gotta do this. This guy's crazy. Let's kill him. We have to do this. It's not what would be schizophrenia. Like, if I had schizophrenia, I'd be hearing like, oh, Kyle, your soul in hell. It's definitely people who are just trying to normalize taking down somebody militarily like a target. They normalize it, they neutralize everything, and they're just like, yeah, no, we got to do this, we got to get this done, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's definitely doing it, for some kind of duty that he feels, and he's making money. The green vehicle that without the license that I thought was another person coming in to help him is his new vehicle. So he's definitely, getting money, getting paid, getting vehicles for doing this. Definitely money gets funneled through. And the people who are doing this, they are so cynical, they're not going to stop. They don't care. Like, there's one lady in there, not his wife, who's just like, put him away, get him in a padded room, fuck him up, and she just has no feelings and no brain, and she just sits around and put him away, hit him in the head with it, and just like a dumb bitch. Like, I hate her. Like, I'll whatever, I get in trouble for saying that. She's a murderer. Like, she's pretty much betraying all of womankind because of all the women being raped in their homes. So I don't feel, they are getting me on that because I call her a bitch, So, they're saying like, oh, I'm mean to women or something like that. His wife is not involved in it. She's awesome. So I have nothing bad to say about her. She wants it to stop, and I hear her on V2K. They're torturing her. They have held her hostage in that house. There are kids in that house who I know are scared because they don't know what's going on. And this guy doesn't care. He doesn't care because nobody sees that. Nobody sees that. And that's what a sociopath cares about, what people see. He could murder whole American families and eat them. And then if nobody saw that and they thought he was a good guy, he'd be fine with it. Which is a lot opposite of me. I don't care. Well, my reputation's gone. I don't know what these gang stalkers think I've done, but I have no idea. Like, I know they think I've done something more than just, smoking a little bit of pot. Because some of the women stalkers who have one lights, they're looking at me like I've done something. So I don't know what I've been accused of or what fake files say or anything like that, or if they just call me a terrorist. I'm not sure, but my rights are gone. Police caravan me at work. I mean, I have a work vehicle that is very clearly a work vehicle, and it's very clearly a medical work vehicle, and police still caravan me. They still T-bone me on streets. They still front me and back me and follow me, like so many. Today it was over 50. Over 50, I'm not exaggerating. Like, there's no exaggeration there. Over 100 one-light cars, no exaggeration. And that's every day. That's not just one day. So look at the frequency of that. And I'm going to get videos. I can't take videos in my work van. So, I mean, they were stalking me. We did an event, like my mom had an event for cancer kids, and I went out there, and police are involved in that. Like city police and sheriffs. They're involved in that event, and some of them were doing the gang stalking stuff to me there. And then me and my brother got gang stalked all the way home. We were in his car, and he doesn't notice the stuff, but I notice it. It's a nightmare. It's like hell. It's like these people are demons, and they torture people, and it's like I'm living a hell. Each day I feel less and less like myself. I know that these microwaves are affecting my brain. I don't know how, because I'm fighting through it and trying to be as strong as I can, but there's just no telling long-term exposure to microwave, radiation and electromagnetic frequency just to your head 24 hours a day. I don't know what that can cause. I mean, I forget a lot of stuff. Like it does cause things to happen. Probably dangerous things to my body, but I'm so kind of hell-bent on just being strong and getting through it. But it's military-grade electromagnetic energy that really hurts your body and burns your body. I mean, I'm glad I buffer a lot of it. Sometimes, I think I'm like, I heal up from it, but it's like if they're doing it all the time and I just can't stop it all, I can't have any periods of rest. I just don't know how that wears the body down. I feel like I'll get up and I'll be angry and I'll yell, and I feel like that's not me at all. And they'll also get me in my van, I'll yell sometimes, and it's just stuff that I know is stupid, but these microwaves can do a lot of damage to your brain. The microwaves can also, remote neural monitoring, they can tweak it, and make you angry, make you sad, make you whatever. It's like it is mind control. It is Satanism. It's mind control. Really gross rapists involved who this is their life now. They've chosen this, and this guy thinks it's a job. Like, I go to my job, and he tortures me all day with remote microwave frequencies, electromagnetic frequencies to my head, my genitals, my chest. If he's hurting me, if he's not hurting me, he just does it all day. And he considers it a job. He tells his wife he's tired and he wants to finish his job. And I kind of consider it like welfare for psychopaths, because they have all these psychopaths who are driving around and harassing American citizens, and they get a little bit of money for doing it. And what I imagine, and I'm not sure this is a theory, is that I'll see a one-light car, somebody like when I'm riding in the poor part of town, and they stalk me, they drive around me, but then they go to the next targeted individual. I think there's a lot of targeted individuals in my city, and these one-light people drive around all day and they hit all of them, and that's how they make a little bit of money. So they're not just gang stalking me, they're gang stalking all the target individuals. And this gang stalking it's blowing up, it's increasing so much. And at first I was like, man, this is good. It's exposure and people will know about it. But I guess I am worried. I'm worried that I watch people accept it, and I don't know. I thought people were like me, like they didn't want to do evil, and when they saw somebody getting hurt or unjustly killed or unjustly raped or unjustly harassed, they would jump in. But it seems things are different now, and people, they're so apathetic. They're just kind of going along, and they don't really care about anything. They don't, because this is no justice. Like, cops are involved. And I haven't had a court case, I haven't done anything, and there are cops who are harassing me and caravanning me. And it's like they're part of our justice system. Cops are part of our justice system, and this is no justice at all. This is murders in houses, and they're, protecting a guy who's a murderer, like totally protecting him. And this is totally 100% happening. Like, the burns on my body are coming from the direction of that house. I've seen him with the weapon in his yard. I mean, not in his yard, but in his window. So it's not a dream. It's not some kind of schizophrenia. Too many people are paralleling each other's stories. I mean, I guess I go over this too much, because this is knowledge that all target individuals have, that it's not, some kind of delusion. Oh, it's that black fox squirrel. He's growing up. He's in his, I guess he's in puberty now. A little black fox squirrel. That's kind of cool to see. He's living around my yard. I think he lives in a tree in my yard. Oh, that's so cool. He's the only one I've ever seen. Little black fox squirrel. It's really cool. Try and take time out of the day and like appreciate stuff, appreciate nature, appreciate how kind a patient is, or how kind I need to be to do what I need to do for a patient. But it's getting harder and harder because they just wear you down. I mean, it's been 6 years of being tortured in my sleep every day, every second of the day. I can't imagine people who do this, but many different groups. There's been 3 different groups who have done this, like, to me for years, like every day. The young kids that did it at the apartment, they actually ended up leaving, like, after maybe 8 months. They got tired of it, and it was all just, I think they got their fill of it, and they left. They ended up leaving that place, and I was all happy, but then it started again, because I didn't know about them being able to remotely hit you. And I thought it was the guy. I thought they had given the equipment to the guy next door to me, which I was wrong about that. It was just the guys down the way remotely hit me, keeping it going, because those young people had left. It wasn't like intense at all. It was very buffered compared to when they were on top of me, fucking just shooting it down at me. That's the biggest thing. I wish people could jump in my head and experience, like, okay, this level of torture here, but then I put the plates down here and I wait a couple of days, because you have to wait a couple of weeks for them to build their fields, and then in a couple of weeks how I experience it. I wish somebody could live in my body so they could know this is true. And tri-meter readings are good. I haven't gotten one. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm trying to just hold down this job, and it's like all I can do. And then I get home and, like, I want to make videos, but I'm so tired, and they've been hitting me in the head with microwaves all day, and it's just like it's hard to come up with something new about this. Like, I've said everything that I can. It's horrifying. I learned new stuff about it. Like, I learned that people who I once thought were, like, being lied to they probably know that citizens are being killed in their homes, which is scary. Like, some police, I think. But I'll keep trying. Like, I'll keep putting videos out. I'm going to do more than this, but I want to just put a bunch of videos out. I mean, I've told y'all that. I want y'all to know how I'm doing. And I want to make regular videos in case these people do kill me, like, honestly. There's a blue jay. There's a blue jay in the trash. Oh, he flew away. Blue jays are a sign of good luck. After my grandma died, I saw a lot of blue jays. I was like, things are going to go good now. And that was right when I got into this new house. I was like, things are going to go good now. And then just gang stalking. They don't care. The guys involved in this, they are cold-blooded killers. As long as they can make it look like it's alright, they don't care about what's truly going on. That's scary. I mean, it's not how I work, but a lot of people do. A lot of people, they're just cold-blooded. They don't care. This guy doesn't really care about his family. He wants to get it done. He wants to get me murdered or put away, because he can see me, and I guess he has a duty to some kind of organization, or he's not gonna make all the money he can make unless he does it. I really don't know. I mean, honestly, like, I think he's ex-military. I think Masonry gets a lot of military guys and a lot of police, and they do that on purpose, because those are the people who have power in society, and I think this has a lot to do with Masonry. Because I've studied it from William Cooper, I've studied it from a lot of angles, and, a lot of Masons are secular humanists, and a lot of secular humanists want peace, but they just got to kill a lot of people first. And to me, that doesn't make any sense as a Christian. I'm like, you help everybody, everybody's unique and has a unique spirit, and do no harm. Those are my philosophies. But the biggest philosophy these guys have is do whatever you want and admit nothing. I mean, that's a philosophy they have. I can't prove that this guy's a Mason, but I've just been stalked, by a lot of cars with Mason, signs on their car. a lot of ex-Marines with Marine stuff on their car, and I totally support our troops. I love military. My grandpa was Navy. I tried to get into the military, but I couldn't because of Crohn's. So I did what I could, in America. But apparently, that's not good enough. If you're not in a club or something, you can be murdered, put on a list. And if you do say, I don't like being murdered by you, and then you, somehow connect that with him being, you're ex-military, that's fine, but I hate you because you're a murderer, it's like you're being offensive to military people because you don't want to be killed. So it's like I should just be like, oh, thank you for murdering me, you're ex-military. But that doesn't make sense. Support our troops, but don't support them in murdering Americans. Support our police, but don't support them in murdering Americans. That seems like a common sense thing to me. But it's like they twist it. They twist it into that you're not respecting the military, that you're not respecting police. I respect both, but I've seen police and ex-military do things to citizens, to me, and to other citizens it's not justice. They're not fighting for justice. They're just harassing people and using their power and using their vehicles as toys to basically, help a murderer to murder somebody better. And I think a big thing is this technology so misunderstood and not known enough by some people that it's like this guy can get away with burning my brain and burning my nervous system and my internal organs and just be like, oh no, this is just a little sound thing and it's just deterring him and it's just going to make him leave. So I think he can really twist it into something that's not serious and normalize it while I go psycho and scream at him, because I'm being murdered, and he can just twist it. He just twists everything. He's the biggest liar. I listen to him on B2K. He lies to his wife. He lies to the people around him. They all lie. I guess you have to lie to murder. They murder to lie and they lie to murder. And it's really happening. So, I don't feel sitting out in this yard. I'm sitting out in the yard. Anybody can listen to what I'm saying. He came outside. My main stalker came outside, and I guess he was trying to chase me off or make I was going to get scared and go inside and not talk around him. I don't know. I think I'm going to start pretty much fucking telling him, fuck you. Seeing him outside. This is happening. I don't care that he has kids and a wife. He's not fooling me. He's a liar. He's murdering me in my house. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I know I have to be careful because there's legal things where he can just twist it all on me, but he is doing this. So people can say I'm a crazy person bothering him. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, and I don't care what they think because I'm in that house, and I'm not crazy. I've had Crohn's disease since I was 10 years old. I know what's external and internal, and anybody can come up and test me on, on all this, and I'll tell them what's going on. And I don't respect that, man. I don't respect murderers. So, there's going to be a problem there where I'm not going to just smile at him and wave. I will spit at him, and I'll cuss him out. And police can come by and say, why'd you do that? And I'll be like, I just hate him, So, don't do that. Don't get yourself in trouble. But I'm trying stuff. I'm trying to basically say stuff that will get them to go away, which it hasn't. It's you don't say anything, and they keep coming, and they keep doing it. You say something, and they're like, oh, he's dangerous, so we can, do it worse. So either way, it's just no matter what you do, no matter if you make videos or don't make videos, they up it, and they want to kill. They don't care about me. They don't care what I'm doing on these videos. They don't care, really. They just want to murder people. They just get a thrill out of murdering people. They're in some kind of organization that is hey, we need to kill people for this reason. And then you hear stuff we need to regulate non-criminal activities, fusion centers. The fusion centers. That's why, in targeting, y'all probably know this, that's why you get EMS vehicles, fire trucks, mail trucks, school buses, police cars, sheriff's cars. You get all those different, and then governmental vehicles, because there are these fusion centers where they're all working together now, and they're drilling by murdering and harassing real Americans, and they're drilling and trying to get all that together, all those kind of agencies working together. So that's why you don't just have police vehicles, you have all those vehicles. But y'all probably know that. And in the fusion, there's I don't know, I've told y'all to watch it, and I have it on my page. It's Targ Indy, and I forgot what the video is called, but he puts it together very well of what they're doing. From their side, what they think it is. From their side, they think it's patrolling a dangerous person. This guy, they know he's surveilling me because he said that I'm a danger, and so he gets money to surveil me and to hook up with the police and let them know what's going on. The police caravan me. They tell EMS workers and all that. They have fusion centers where they collect their, I guess they collect whatever they can do, where they can go in the city, you know, and they're harassing innocent American citizens, but they're saying they're dangerous. So it's a supreme form of fascism and socialism crashing down, but they're doing it underneath. They aren't telling everybody. They're only telling certain Americans who will be involved in the stalking, which they call patrolling. So from their side, people have been told lies. This guy's telling lies to keep his equipment. And mostly I think people just think it's the surveillance. Like, they don't know about the directed energy weapons. They don't know that I'm being burned alive in my home. But they do know I'm being surveilled. And so cops know that I'm being surveilled, and they see me acting crazy or saying something crazy because I'm being microwaved to death. And they just think it's the surveillance. They're like, oh, well, he doesn't know he's being surveilled, and he's yelling at these people. He's crazy. But they don't understand how much pain the microwaves can do to you when they're to your chest and your head. So it's a system like that. It's a system of need to know. Like, it's a military-based system, not with just military guys in it. Black ops, and they get paid money. There's a lot of money involved because the corporations who are trying to learn about these directed energy weapons, I'm sure they've learned all they can by now. But, you know, might as well kill a couple more Americans, a couple of thousand more Americans to get these weapons perfected, you know, to get some good mods. And, you know, this is a little special case here because I've actually found stuff that really buffers them. So instead of backing off and saying this guy's just using defensive weapons, what they've done is they're like, this is a challenge. And they've got some people who are who actually have done it before. You know, he's invited them to their house, and it's a challenge, you know. We need to know how to get through all these defenses. So that's what they do all day, because that's their job. They get paid for it. They get paid to murder Americans and torture them. And they basically, I guess in their heads, I hear them on V2K, and they basically just vilify me. They basically just say, we've got to do this. This guy's retarded. This guy's crazy. We have to do this. We have to do this. And then he'll lie to the police to try and beef it up. And I'll see a policeman, and they'll be like, see? He'll say, see? Police are involved, you know? So he's lying to police, and then the people who are doubtful about it, he'll be like, see? Look, there are police involved in this. So to give him to give it validation, like it's something within the law. And that's why like that guy, y'all need to watch that video. Like, look on my comments. He puts it together very well. Like what kind of makes these people keep going, and what boosts them, you know, since they have policemen driving around me, the people in the house who are like, you're murdering him, you're insane, stop it, you know. And it's not really convincing. The people who are already convinced are convinced. The people who are against it are still against it. And I think that's going to be the case in this all the time. Because you're either a hardcore psycho who doesn't care about torturing and murdering somebody in their house and their animal, or you're against killing humans for no reason. Like, I think there's just two sides to that. I don't think there's anybody who comes in and is like, oh, well, I don't want to murder people, but then they start watching somebody naked in their house and with a group of people who are like, come on, we got to murder him, and they go, oh, yeah, you're right, murder's right. So I think it's just two separate things. People who don't believe in it are not going to believe in it, and people who are on board are going to be on board the whole time. Like this guy, he got to come stay with him, wasn't going to come in and be like, wait, hold on, hold the phone. I've got all this equipment, this microwave equipment from my last time butchering an American. This guy doesn't look so crazy. Let's go ahead and stop the train here. No, he was like completely on board from the beginning. This guy is crazy. That's what the new voice would say when he came in. This guy is crazy. We've got to do this. And they watch me do private stuff. They watch me naked. They watch me in the bathtub. They watch me on the toilet. And it's a job. I mean, it's a job. They feel like it's novel, and they'll feel like it's novel for their whole lives. Like, they could be 60 years old. This guy could be doing this for, 20 more years. I guess he's like 40 or something, 40 or 50. He could be doing it for 30 more years, and he'd still think it's the greatest thing on earth. He's crazy, a crazy person. He's really crazy, like fascist to the core. I think he's a Satan worshiper myself. I'll try and stay away from those things, though, and I guess I would maybe recommend that y'all do too. I don't know, it doesn't make much of a difference. Like, I think he's a Satan worshipping piece of shit. Like, I mean, and like, if I say that, I'm gonna get in trouble. He's gonna be like, see, he thinks we're Satan worshippers, turn up the torture devices. Or I say nothing, and he's like, look, he's sitting there on his toilet, gross, let's murder him. So it's either way for me. I mean, I've tried to stay silent. I've talked back to him. Both seem to. But the thing is, and I've said this in videos, and I'll tell you all this is something you can count on. If you yell at them, you're going to see more police. You're going to see more police caravanning you. If you stay quiet, you're going to see a lot less police. You're going to see a lot less police. You're going to see a lot less police helicopters and stuff. So if you don't yell at them and you are quiet, which I don't know if I'd recommend that, because they're killing us in our house. Like, these people are killing me in my house. Everybody else in the neighborhood is having a great old time. A lot of them are even involved in my harassment. I'm sure they don't know I'm being microwaved, though. I don't know how many do and how many don't, but I'll tell you that's for sure. That's a for sure thing. It may not affect the way that these people torture you, whether you yell or you don't, but it does affect the number of policemen you'll see. It does affect the number of police helicopters and bigger things that they can get. Can get to kind of fly above you, and they do. They got private planes on me. I haven't seen any chemtrails in a long time. So that's good. I did see an Air Force jet doing a contrail over the event with the cancer kids. Just a contrail, though, because it disappeared immediately. So if you see a jet up in the air and it sprays out something that disappears immediately, that's a contrail. That's just vapor. If you see something that stays there for a long time, that's a chemtrail. That's dangerous. There's patents on the chemicals in that to really soft kill Americans. And this is another step to it, this whole directed energy weapons, because what these people are doing is they're not really trying to murder somebody in a day. They're trying to stay on you and torture you and destroy your life, kind of get you marginalized, more marginalized if you were already marginalized, and soft kill you. Get it to where you die at an earlier age because you've been hit with so many microwaves. And if they can kill you by stopping your heart or something, well, that's an extra. That's an extra advantage. I'm talking about this stuff like just like it's a joke. I mean, it is, but that's what this is. This is another layer of soft killing people and depopulating things. And these people, the people who do it, they're sworn to secrecy. This guy's wife doesn't even know who he is. I mean, he's an evil, evil man. He's down with the philosophies of, I guess, a world kind of control, where he's listening to somebody telling him to do this stuff. And I mean, and it's so funny, like on V2K, they will call me paranoid. They'll call me paranoid. Like if I look at a cop or something like that, they'll be like, he's paranoid. They're fucking murdering me with microwaves in my house. Like groups of people on both sides watching me and shoot me with microwaves. And then on the V2K, when I'm in my work van, they call me paranoid. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I'm paranoid. You bet your ass I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid because who knows who's been told what, And people do trust the police complicitly. They do trust ex-military. They listen to what they say. Yeah, I'm paranoid. Get some citizen who's been told by a police that I'm a dangerous person, they need to fucking, do a one light thing on me or something like that. Paranoid. This whole thing, it makes you, that's the point of it. And they say I'm crazy and retarded or whatever, but the whole point of this is they're using microwaves on me, they're shooting it in my head, and they're waiting for me to become crazy. Which I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, I feel sad and depressed and angry, but, like, I don't think I'm going to go crazy. I don't know. I've had Crohn's since I was 10, and it's done things to my body Like my immune system basically works too fast and it eats holes in my colon. That's what Crohn's disease is. But I've gone through so much pain and trauma. Like some of the stuff they do, I don't think it has the effect that it would on a regular person. Like, because my mind's already been kind of affected by trauma. So I don't know. I don't know what God wants me to do. I'm kind of lost. Like I was talking to somebody today, and they were like, "Well, I wanted some." I don't know what they were talking about. What were they talking about? They said something like they wanted something to happen, and then they prayed to Jesus, and then the next day it happened. And I was like, "Wow, I wish He worked that way for me." Because like I'm still sitting here after 3 years in this house, and I've been praying a lot. But that's, y'all take that with a grain of salt, because these videos have done a lot of good for y'all and for me. Y'all getting back to me being on conference calls. So Jesus' hand and God's hand are in this. And plus, like I have my plates up and they are buffering it, even though I do feel, sometimes I feel it on my upper spine. They're shooting stuff at it, or my head. I'll get a little headache. It's a lot better than it was, and I guess it's human nature after a while to be like, well, it's not stopping totally, so He's not helping me, but it was a lot worse. It was a lot worse for me, and so I'm thankful that it's not so bad. Like I'm a pretty strong dude. Like I've been through some really heavy stuff to my body, and it's easy. It was always easy when my parents knew it was going on, when my friends knew it was going on. And when everybody knew it was going on and it was transparent, I found more strength in that. This drains the life out of me, because people, like, I'm fighting something that I get in trouble for. Like, these people are doing this, but I would get in trouble if I, like, talked to this guy and said, "Hey, stop murdering me in my house, please. I'm going to call the cops." He'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And he'd call my dad and say I was crazy. So, like, I'm strong, but it's that kind of fight where they're hiding and they're cowards, and they'll lie about you while they murder you. They'll call your dad, or this guy will call my dad, if I say, "Hey, stop murdering me," but he's murdering me, like, in my house. So that kind of fight drains the life out of me, like, because I don't have my friends knowing what's going on. I don't have my family around me. Like, my mom was just like, "I don't want to talk about this. It stresses me out," the other day. Well, her child I'm being murdered in my home. Like, I'm handling it okay, but to hear my mom say, "I don't want to talk about this anymore, it bothers me," while I'm being murdered in my sleep, is it's like an arrow through my heart. Like, I wish I could explain the feeling, but it's the worst feeling I think I've ever had. And it's not her fault. I still love her. She still loves me. I'm not going to do that to my family members and my friends. If they don't believe me, I'm not going to, get mad at them. I'm just not. It hurts, but I understand. I hate these people that are doing it. Like, I fucking want to punch this guy in the face. Like, I hate him. I hate the organizer. He's a murderer. Like, I don't feel like I need to be nice to him or respect him or anything like that. He's given up his soul, and he's murdering Americans to make a little bit of money, and he belongs to secret groups, I suppose, because Americans don't know about this, so he has to belong to some kind of secret thing that's murdering Americans in their homes. So I don't give a damn about him. Like, I don't care about him. I don't respect him. I don't fear him. They hurt me, but I don't fear him. I'm not intimidated by him. I'm not intimidated when I see a cop driving by me, gang stalking an innocent civilian. I'm not. That makes me angry. It makes me angry because cops aren't supposed to do that. They're supposed to honor their oaths. They all have oaths. Military, cops, they all have oaths. And I uphold, like, I'm not military. I'm not a policeman, but I have oaths to the people to protect women and children, to protect my fellow American. Not to falsely accuse somebody and murder somebody who you don't know. Like, there's just lines you don't cross. And this guy, he has no moral code. Like, he has no moral code, and I don't know what you belong to just have no moral code. It sucks. He'd murder me in a second. If he murdered me tonight, he'd wake up. He wouldn't feel anything about it. He would go on about his life. He may go on helping other people to kill Americans with this. He might make a living out of it, like the guy who's staying with him. The guy who's staying with him is from out of state. He's already done this, and he's experienced with it, because when he came, they started splitting up their weapons between both sides. Like, the first guy was just trying to overpower me on one side, so I'd put all my plates over there, and I'd be golden. You know, this guy, they're splitting it up, so they're splitting my forces of plates, which was a really good idea. He's hit me now. They remotely hit me, and it hurts my wrist and my arm. Like, and that's remote neural monitoring that they're doing there. Or they might be shooting ELF at my wrist, but it's like on my wrist. The back stuff only lasted for 2 weeks, and then I placed my plates right so they can't hurt my lower back as bad. I mean, they had me where I could barely move, but then, you know, they kept introducing new weapons, or like more weapons, really, more EHF emitters. I don't know what it looks like there, but against that wall, all the way there, there's stuff lined up. There's stuff lined up, and then they put stuff, you know, on the remote stations, which I think they have 2 remote stations. I think by now they have to have 2 remote stations, because that guy who came in probably brought one. But I thought that 2. See, I wasn't sure about it. I thought that 2 new guys came in, and I'm still not sure about that. I'm pretty sure it's just 1, and he's got a new vehicle, and his wife has a new vehicle to drive. And then the black car is somebody that he invited in. So I think all the other cars, like his wife's new car and his new car, they brought him in without license plates so that I would say something. So I'd think that a lot of people were coming and living with them. But I think it's really just 1 guy or 1 family. I think so. I'm not sure. I can't see into the house, like, so I don't know. I know that if I take these plates, like I have plates in 2 parts of my house, I know if I take these off and I put them all over there, that there's the EHF comes through so bad that it comes under my head, and I know that if I move all those plates from over there to over here, I'll have the same effect. I know if I put them in 2 places, I seem to cover my ground there. So I'm pretty sure, because they keep the front lights on in their house all night long, every night for 3 years. That's not weird or anything, huh? That's not suspicious. The front lights of their house always on for 3 years. For 3 years. And now I'm pretty sure I've seen the lights on in the back. I don't know, though, where everybody sleeps. I don't know if anybody does sleep in that house. I doubt anybody gets sleep. I guess when they get exhausted, you know, like his wife and his children, when they just get exhausted, they probably pass out on the couch. And they probably don't have places to really sleep because of all the weapons and stuff. I don't know. Or maybe they just use the back occasionally, but I've seen the light on there at like 3 in the morning, so their daughters couldn't be sleeping in there. I think they've covered up the windows, because what people can do, and I've seen this house do it, is you can see the lights on, but they cover up the windows with something dark, so that to try and trick me and make me think that it's, you know, the lights aren't on in there. Because whatever they have, whatever they're using, it needs light. They need the lights on. They can't do it in the dark. Like, they need to for the weapons to see how it's functioning and use them, they need the lights on. I know that. Because they would have turned off all the lights, you know, in these 3 years if they didn't need the lights, if they could do it without light. So that I know they need the lights on. I know that my plates that I put within 100 feet of their remote stuff does buffer their remote stuff. I know that for a fact. Certain facts that I know for a fact if I pulled those plates and moved away from here, they would be able to at least put me into shock, if not kill me, because they've got he's amassed so many weapons. So like that's the bad thing about actually challenging them with defensive stuff, is that they're going to build an arsenal. Now I'm stuck here. Like, I guess maybe if I wouldn't have built my defensive arsenal and just let him kind of get a couple of weapons and hurt me with those, then I could maybe have gotten out of here. I don't know. It felt like the right thing to do. It does buffer it, so I'm learning more about it. Yeah, the personal defenders really work too. I just don't understand what they are, what these people believe, but it's just so crappy. Like, it's so crappy. They have no respect for humanity. They have no respect for my family. Like, I mean, this guy would kill my entire family, not care about it. If he could just do it in secret and get away with it and be done with it. You know, and the problem with, since he is ex-military, military guys usually think the worst. They usually are like, worst case scenario. They have to. Like, this is not an insult to him. This is just saying that a military person has to say, okay, what's the worst case scenario? Because they've got to be prepared for it out in war. And that's what this guy is doing. I guess when he saw somebody in a house who wasn't doing anything, he flipped his lid and he got, I don't know. I think he just started in on me, and then when I started yelling, he can kind of make it like, oh, well, this guy's saying stuff. We've got to take it as fact that he's going to do that, and we got to murder him. You know, it's just a messed up scenario with just complete fascism, just kind of running things. Hey, you see a cat? She's a cat. Alright guys, that was kind of a ramble. I'm going to put dates on these because it takes me a while to get them out. And I'm going to try and do something more. Like I'm saying, I'm just being honest. I feel a little bit like things aren't moving forward. I mean, I'm not being hurt so bad that I can't go to work, which is a blessing. Like, I buffer a lot of it and I can sleep through the night usually. They still mess with my dreams a little bit. They still get me in the head a little bit. I know I could move the plates more efficiently if I knew where everything was, you know, but, oh, chemtrail right there. Is it picking it up? My camera's all I gotta get a new camera. Maybe I can get a new phone. Maybe a new phone would be great with the camera. That chemtrail, that's a chemtrail because he left stuff behind. I don't know if y'all could see that. And then the other night I saw no stars in the sky, but something that was multicolored and in the sky, and it was definitely a drone. So I have drones above head. You know, I don't know if they can shoot microwaves down, but I've heard a lot of people say they can. So at night they may be just basting me, and I can't. I don't think my plates would do anything. It may be affected a little bit when it's coming down, but not like being right next to his equipment. I'm not sure if he has to use his equipment to access, you know, what the drone can shoot down, or if the drone actually has microwave stuff in it. See, I don't know how that works, how it works from his remote station to a satellite or to a cell phone tower or a drone. But I know there's a lot of delivery methods because it's just a microwave signal. Like, it's just an electromagnetic signal, like a Wi-Fi signal or a cell phone signal. It's more pinpointed, more accurate, and it can really severely damage a human body and cause cancer. I'm going to try and learn more about it. Like I said, it's hard because it's like, okay, this guy has all the advantages, right? He does this all day and gets paid for it. He's not being found out, so he has all the time in the world with those weapons. He's not being hurt or drained of life. His family, you know, they're upset, but he doesn't care about that, so it doesn't affect him. So it's like he's working with, being cold-blooded helps him, you know, having all the time in the world, because I can't call the police and get him to stop him right now. And he can just keep on, you know, building it and getting new ways. While I'm on a timetable, he's microwaving me. I've got to, like, defend myself, like, use my own money while he's making money and getting free, like, getting these directed energy weapons, getting gang stalkers to help him. So he's got a lot of advantages here in this war that I didn't agree to be in. Like, in this torture, rape system of injustice that I didn't agree to play in whatever game they're playing. And, you know, so I'm at, you know, we are all at a disadvantage, not just me. We as targeted individuals are all at a disadvantage. These people have all the time in the world. Like, I'm going to a job and I'm not making that much money. Hopefully that'll change. Hopefully I'll make more money when my friend leaves. Like, they're really counting on me, so I can't, even if I'm being tortured, I have to get into work. I have to do my overtime. But, like, I do that all day. Like, I have to focus on it because there's details that are important. It's medical work, actually. So I have to focus on that while he focuses solely on torturing me and doing this as like a military op where he makes money. He considers it a job. He considers it working with the police. Really delusional, because he's murdering a stranger who he doesn't know and just lying to people. It's real big evil. But my point is that I have to focus on my regular life and this. And I see Jiminy kind of complaining about that too. He's like, I need money because I'm researching this, and I need y'all to give me money. And I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, I guess that's why I feel like, they're wearing me down with these weapons. I'm trying to make videos, but it's like hard to think, especially after a full day of work and torture on top of that. But I'll get used to it, and maybe I'll figure a way. I'll maybe figure out a way to make money and be able to not have to have a full-time job. I may get disability. I don't know. I know a lot of us get disability. It's easier to handle. Like if it's on the weekend and I'm not working, and they're shooting me with some stuff, but I get to go see a cool movie, or I'm just hanging out and I don't really have to do anything, I don't usually respond to them. I don't get angry. But when I'm like with a patient that needs my help and I need to tell them details, serious details about what I'm doing so they can do it themselves, and these people are V2K'ing me and hitting me, I get very angry, because they're not just messing with my life, they're messing with a lot of lives, patients' lives, people around me, people on the street. And because I have a delivery job, the vehicular stalking is just insane. It's insane. And I know that builds it up. If you stay in your house, these people will hit you and stuff, but at least you won't be going out and having people chase you around town. So getting a job, I thought that would definitely get the police off my back. They would see me in a work vehicle. Definitely people would be logical about that. But they don't care. They want to kill me. They don't care about me losing my job. They want me to lose my job, so I'm trapped in this house and they can kill me. Very satanic to me. I don't know what other word I would put on this. Just, it's really satanic and horrifying. There's a lot of evil in the world, and a lot of people nowadays are so cynical and apathetic. They don't care about human life. Like, these people behind me, they don't care that they don't know me. Like, this guy doesn't know me. Like, there were other men in an apartment who started it because I was kind of bothering people playing my music at night. And these guys came to this guy and said, hey, that guy is involved in whatever. Like, we're killing him in his sleep, so will you do this? And they saw he had a family, and he said, yeah, sure. And he didn't think about his family at all. It is unbelievable. I mean, I don't blame the people for saying, hey, you're crazy and you're bothering this guy. Like, I don't blame their disbelief. I wish they would believe me because it's true, but I don't totally not understand it. But I'd say I wish I was crazy. I wish I was schizophrenic and could take some pills and this guy wasn't really murdering me. Like, I wish to God that was the situation. However, it's not. And this is a real situation. And you can look at all the testimonies on YouTube. I put every target individual that I found, and I'm going to keep on subscribing to them so you can see them on the side, and we can, add them all together. I want to build it up and show people this information and get it out there and show us in groups talking about it, because these are people who haven't met. Like, I haven't met with a lot of these people who give testimonies, and they're saying the exact same thing as me. And there's no form of schizophrenia where something works the same way throughout tens of thousands of people. And that's what people are claiming who want to cover this up and don't feel like dealing with it. And that's weak. When people are dying and there needs to be an investigation, And I feel like because there are people who would do the investigation or part of it, it kind of screws us, I don't know. I know in this I'll never feel guilty for anything I've done. I've never hurt anybody. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a bad person. I'm a spiritual person. I'll never respect this guy. He can hurt me all he wants. I'll never be intimidated by him or anybody who's corrupt. I just know certain things about this. However it ends or doesn't end, I'll never feel guilty about what I've done. Like, I'm an American citizen. These people have no right to take my life and to lie to my parents. Like, I don't even have my parents to help me because they lied to him. They lied to him, and my parents don't believe me. This guy will murder me. Like, he's been murdering me for 3 years. We're going on 3.5, I think. Getting close, maybe. And he'll call my dad. Like, if I yell or say, "Stop murdering me, you Nazi," he'll call my dad and tell him that I'm making trouble, you know? It makes it look better. Like, that makes it look better. That makes it look like he's not doing anything. Like, so it's really easy. It kind of falls... It's like everything kind of falls on it looking like he's not doing anything. And nothing falls on, you know, that it really is happening. I don't know how evil is getting away with that, but it does. I mean, I can scream or whatever, and he can be like, "Well, this guy's trouble," and it just seems like he's not doing anything. Because nobody sees the weapons that he's got stacked up, you know, against his house. Like, inside of there. He's vigorous with it. Like, he's obsessed with it. He makes money off of it. It's his life. He'll never go back to anything else. He's been doing this for 3 years. He'll never go to a regular job. Like, he'll probably keep doing this. Like, to me, or if I died, he would move on to somebody else. And I think that's what a lot of these people who amass these arsenals of directed energy weapons, I think they go to the next person. I think they move into a territory or move into a house next to somebody else who needs to be targeted. I think that's part of it, is amassing these weapons and becoming proficient with them, and then when other people are doing it to other target individuals, you know, they'll move along and help them murder Americans, torture them viciously, rape them. So many women being raped in their homes, and like, there's a woman in there, not his wife, but there's a woman in there who's like, "Fucking kill this guy, fuck him." She's just a cynical, stupid lady. Like, she's betraying all of womankind. Like, she knows there are women being raped in their homes because of this program. She still participates. Like, what kind of apathy is that? Like, I don't even understand that apathy. How you could be like, "Wow, a lot of Americans are dying, who cares? Murder this guy, I'll get a little bit of money, maybe a new car. Alright, yeah, America goes down." I mean, they just don't care. They're like short-term thinkers that aren't thinking, "Wow, my kids' futures are going to be trash. It's going to be a dystopian nightmare where they're watched in their house by a bunch of guys around them watching them naked." Like, I mean, anybody's going to be able to get surveillance equipment and watch these people's daughters in their house, and watch the lady that I think, the cynical lady, she has some sons. She's the lady that lives next to him. You know, everybody's going to be a target. Like, I didn't do anything. And they are murdering me. So anybody's a target. Anybody's a target. Like, that's the scary thing, and it becomes more and more like that. It becomes more and more people who are just going to their jobs, and they're being called crazy because they're going to their jobs. I fear that all these unemployed people murdering Americans will get more and more vicious to people who are going to jobs and try and stop them. But this guy doesn't want me to job because it looks like I'm productive and going and doing stuff, and he's not. He doesn't want that. He wants me back here in my house all the time so he can murder me and be like, "Look, he's not doing anything." Like, I fear that will grow, that kind of pathetic, like, I don't know what you'd call it, like, pathetic, like, anger towards people who actually go out and get jobs. Like, I see these people driving around with one light on their car, stalking people. They obviously don't have jobs. And they think that's a job. That's what they're using as a job. Which is why I call it welfare for psychopaths. Like, it's welfare. Hey, you want to patrol for the police? Go patrol this person. They're like a terrorist or something. And then they go patrol me. They're some kind of terrorist. Go ahead. You know, we'll give you some money. They just make up something. They make up something after they start murdering you. And that's what fascist societies and communist societies do. I think these people think that there's mud in the blood, where if you get a lot of people murdering somebody and you get a society, they're stalking people, that it sticks people together, gets people together, and then they can use those groups and use that, knowledge of putting together groups for doing whatever. The only problem I see there is that they'll never be used to do anything good. Because once you start using a bunch of groups to kill innocent people, you can't really go in the positive direction. You can't say, okay, well, we practiced that on innocent Americans, and now let's catch some bad guys. Because then you're looking at all the bad guys in your group. You're like, whoa, how do we catch the bad guys? Because we're all bad guys. And I think that's going to be the problem that these people have that try and do this kind of stuff all the time, is they get the bad guys to do it. So when they've got a big group of bad guys and they've killed all the innocent Americans, they're going to be like, well, let's go catch the bad guy. Oh, well, we are the bad guys. So, I don't know what they're trying to do. I have been, and y'all, I probably said this on my other videos, I believe this is completely true, and whatever. I listen to Bill Cooper and another woman who's very smart, and she talks about capstone events, like 9/11, Sandy Hook, the Boston bombing, a lot of things that are very questionable, Oklahoma City bombing. These are capstone events where these people, and I'm not saying who did it and who didn't do it. I'm not going to go into all that. But there are events that happen, and people see how the American people react. They see what they believe. They see what they can get away with. And then they're like, and that's how something like this comes about, where people are being killed in their home. They come from capstone events. They study how the people react, what the people find out, what kind of difference it makes, what they get away with, and then they bring it a step further. I've seen it in a microcosm. That's I've seen it. Yeah, that's the macrocosm, these big capstone events. But I've seen it in a microcosm here. This guy next door to me started out small. He started out with EHF emitters. He said, I just like screwing around with this guy. I heard him in the backyard saying that. And it was just a little high-pitched sound that didn't let me sleep, but it wasn't that serious. He got away with that. Then he got more people involved on this side. They both started doing the EHF emitters. And just whatever he get away with, he goes to the next space. He goes to the next line. He doesn't have a moral line, so he just keeps going and keeps going. And now what really worries me is I'm sure they're breaking into my house. And what he'll do is he'll break in, and I have this, I'll show you all the figure later on, but it's a little figure of Deadpool. It's a little pewter figure, the stuff that's kind of bendable lead type figure. And so he bent that figure all the way down. Just bent it all the way down so he was bent in half, but you could put him back up. So he broke into my house, and he did that to see if I would notice that, so then he could do something bigger. So that's what he's doing now, breaking into my house. He's breaking into my house, he's changing small things, he's seeing what I notice, and so he can get away with bigger things. They broke into my work van. They stole a bag of tank bags, and they broke some really expensive equipment that I had in my van. They did that. I'm sure of it. And so now, because I was parking my van to where the side where it gets stuff out of it was on the total other side where they could do stuff, so I've had to start parking it backwards so it's next to the house or my dog will bark. So I'm kind of worried. I think they're breaking in my house. They're trying to creep forward and do that. And I'm sure they've been breaking into my house for a lot longer, but now it's a definite thing. They use a key and they break into my house. A good idea on that, which I'm going to start doing especially when I go to work, because that's when they sabotage my vehicles and break into my house and pee on the back. I have pictures of the piss that they peed on my back porch. But that's when they do it when I go to work. Good idea somebody at work gave me is that you put a piece of tape, just a little piece of clear tape on your door. Just put it on the outside of your door. And I was like, well, they surveil us and stuff. So I didn't tell her this, but I was thinking, and I was like, well, they surveil us. They see you putting the tape. But it doesn't matter. If you put it on the outside of your door, if they come in, they're going to have to take it off or something you're going to know if it's been tampered with. Put it there and make sure you know if it's been peeled away. I think that's a good idea. Start taping your doors or putting something on it that you'll know, that it hasn't been tampered with. I think that's really important. Because these people, they do. I mean, when I go to work, they're like, let's get to work. And then they go out I mean, they come over here, they break into my house, they sabotage my property, while I'm at work, which is beautiful. Like an American going to make a little bit of money, and these guys are making money. I know they're making more money than me, murdering me and breaking into my house and lying and taking my parents' taxpayers' money, because it's taxpayer money that they're getting. It's money coming from corporations and the government to do this stuff. And I'm scratching by with my job, and then I have to spend a bunch of money on like civilian defense, like little things from Q-Wave or plugs from Altera that do work, but I have to pile them up because this guy's got a military arsenal and stuff. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to do something more useful in my next video, I promise, guys. I'm just like so tired, and so I'm just talking. I think it helps me get through some stuff, and it helps maybe get some information, just personal information out. I'm probably going to try and get, a camera in my car. Like, I just can't, I'm not going to do it in my work van. I'm just not. And that's the best time, man, to get these people, get them on tape. They caravan the crap out of me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. God bless you guys. I'm not going to say a prayer. I'm tired. I better say a prayer. Alright. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God, just take care of all target individuals today. Just put it into our heart, mercy into our heart, and in some way out of this. Please make it end soon. Just make it end soon. It's so terrible. Please help our families to stay and stick together. Please help us to find financial means so that we can fight back. Please help good agencies and good policemen and good ex-military to stand up against this, innocent civilians, not having justice and just being harassed and murdered in their homes. Please, God, give the right men power to stop this. Put it in their hearts that it needs to be stopped. Put power in the right places. You know how this needs to be stopped, and we just need to trust in you. That you will get to it, that you'll get, you will stop this. If we pray about it and we really believe and we do what we can, the best we can to receive justice in your name. Alright guys, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm going to try and get a new phone so I won't have that glare thing. And I've got like 3 videos to put out, and I'm going to put the dates on them because they're as far back as 4/28, and then like the 1st of May, and now this is the 7th of May. So I'm gonna put the dates on them because I sometimes can load them on my computer, sometimes not. Yeah, I guess he does care about me getting these videos out. That's one thing he does try and stop. Alright guys, I love y'all. God bless you. Pepper says hey. Say hey, Pepper. Say hey. She's suffering pretty bad. I'm gonna get it one morning when she's been hit all night. And show y'all. She starts breathing heavy and whimpering. So, and they know they're doing that. They know they're hurting my dog, but I mean, they're killing human beings, so it doesn't get you very far. It doesn't get you very far on the understanding, because they're killing human beings. Why wouldn't they kill animals? They're cold-blooded. Alright, guys. I love you. God bless you. Peace out. And I'll see you on the next one.